Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. Man, we're having some great shows this week. I hope you've been following along. The videos have been getting some nice amount of views. Pulling out the absolute cream of the crop that's been on this channel this year. Man, it just reminds you how good the bands have been that we've had coming through them on the channel. The underground scene is just amazing nowadays. It used to be back in the day that, yeah, you'd find a few hidden diamonds in the rough here and there. But nowadays, musicians are so good, they've got access to recording equipment and can get the job done. And man, they're just going for it. There's so many great bands coming through at the moment. They just need more listeners. That's what we try and do on this channel. But man, there's just so many bands out there. There's not enough listeners for all the bands, to be honest with you. The 4 bands that I've pulled out today is a kind of best of unique bands. All these bands sound totally different. They're not in the same genre. They're kind of all a bit rocky. They're not metal bands. They're more rock-based bands, but they all totally different within that genre. And what I wanted to highlight today was these 4 bands because I think they've got a unique sound. They're the only band that we had come through on the channel that sounded like they did. Couldn't line them up with a bunch of other bands that sounded like them because we didn't have them come through on the channel and I don't know of them, and I couldn't find them even because for some of these bands I did try and find other bands like them, couldn't find them. So these guys have got a unique sound, a unique vibe within their own respective stuff, and I really wanted to highlight that because all of these bands caught my ear because I got an ear out for kind of unique bands, stuff that's breaking the mold, not just a verse chorus type band, and all of these bands really caught my ear. And they're all bands that I went off and listened to more of their stuff, listened to the rest of the album, or kept checking out the track on repeat with some of them as well, because I just needed to hear it over and over again. When my ears hear something new and fresh, they really prick up, and I need to keep hearing it again. So I've got, get accustomed to the sound, a new sound to your ears. Super dope. The first band I want to check out, this is one of the bands, and this video, I probably listened to it, one of the most tracks of all the tracks that we listened to this year. After the show and when we checked it out, it really got stuck in my head. I like the whole vibe of it. The vocal is really unique and cool. The video's cool. The lyrics are cool. The whole band's cool. And I just really got into it straight away. Just started listening to it each day. I was like, yeah, I'll whap that on first thing in the morning or something like that. And it's just a great vibe. Really got into it. Listened to the rest of their album as well. I will say I think this is my favourite track off the album because some of their other tracks did kind of wander and meander a bit, whereas this one seems a bit more to the point, which I like. This is Infinity Land. They're a noise rock band, but as I say, they've got a unique sound. They don't sound like every other noise rock band, and I think that's particularly because of the vocal style. It's got like a kind of drunken style, really great lyrics that tell a story as well. It's just super dope. So this is Insect Fingers. Check it out. I love the bass riff at this section. Love that section. Friggin' love this track. I love the video to go with it as well. Seeing them rocking out in the video, so dope. This is one of the coolest bands that came through on the channel. As I say, one of the tracks that I listen to the most. Everyone in the band's going off. Love the bassing in there. It's got an amazing rough tone as well. Sick drumming to go along with the beats. And extra bars and stuff like 5/4 timing and stuff like that, just to knock you off beat when you think you've got into the groove. Great guitaring as well, not just chuggy riffing guitaring, wailing stuff, and great kind of effects on and stuff on the guitars. And the vocals really just are the cherry on top, the extra kind of super duperness, because it's original, it's super cool, drunken, offbeat, moving across the lines, and the rhythms are really different. Just amazing. It's a really unique vocal. I absolutely love it. Absolutely sick. So yeah, I'll just get a big smile on my face every time I listen to this track, because it's just so cool. The lyrics and the story in there is really, really funny as well. But what it always, because I got used to the lyrics, it left me wondering kind of what happened at the end of it, because he's talking about his growth and he goes to the doctor and everything, and then it ends with him just being annoyed that the nurses are laughing at him. You don't actually get any resolution as to what happened to his growth. So that would be cool. Maybe they need to do a part 2 so it tells you what happens next. Now, the next band we're going to check out don't sound anything like that. They're a totally different genre. And this is one of the definitely the most unique bands that came through on the channel, because I actually tried to look for other bands that sound like this, and I'm still on the lookout for other bands that sound like this. Haven't come up with anything so far. Now, this is a band called Enditall. They really like being on the show and made some priority submissions and dipped in their pocket to get on the channel as well, which is super dope. But I love this band from the second I first heard them, because I love any kind of music with a depressive edge to it. Doesn't matter what it is. If you bring in a sadness, a atmospheric, depressive edge, I'm totally on board straight away, because it's just one of the emotions that I love to hear in music. It's just a great emotion for music, the sadness. And these guys are depressive grunge, and they got a nice rocky, grungy, guitar-y music, but with a real atmospheric, almost DSBM black metal. And I've said you go great in a DSBM band. I'm actually got half a mind to ask him to sing some of his vocal style over some DSBM music that I intend to write in the future. So maybe I'll get in touch with you about that one if you're up for it. But the vocal again in this band really just makes a difference. It's a unique vocal to that not many bands and vocalists sound like this, period, even within DSBM and black metal, but definitely over a grungy, rocky sound as well. You just don't hear it. And I think it goes very, very nicely, adds a sadness and a depression and melancholy, but to a grungy sound. Yes. The first track that we checked out, which is what we're going to check out again today, was called Give Me Nothing. Let's give it a spin. Nice bassy warmth to this track. Great track, great mix, nice. You can hear all the elements of the band, a nice bassy warmth to it all, really in the vocal as well. I'd forgot actually that this track didn't have as much of his blackened screaming as the newer one that we'd listened to more recently has got a lot more of it. But yeah, such a great band. Check them out more. Go off and listen to their record because it's just a great one, and you won't hear another band like them with that depressive edge within the vocal. Over the grungy sound. Super dope. If you do know another band like that, tell them to come over here because we need to hear about them. The next band we're going to check out is a band from Italy. We checked them out a couple of times this year. Just a super high quality band with a unique sound, a unique vibe. It says on their page as well, what does it say here? We're not trying to entertain you. We are artists. We are painfully trying to build beauty. And I agree with that. These guys, you can tell they're not just writing a song. This isn't a verse and a chorus song that you'd hear on the radio or anything like that. This is a piece of art and it's a vibe, and you get into this band by kind of being in the right headspace to listen to this kind of music and putting it on and just getting totally engrossed in what's going on in the music. It's very different, but it's very, very cool as well. And if you like high quality music, you'll get straight on board because you'll just recognize it, what these guys are doing. It's art. Very nice. The track we're going to check out from them is called Golem. Let's give it a spin. That bass.
Even when
That gets big towards the end there. Really big. It's very loud as well. Super nice. Well, if you know good music, you'll know straight away that this is a quality band with an amazing sound doing something very different and unique. Not the type of stuff that you hear every single day, and not the type of stuff that you could reel off a whole bunch of bands that sound like this. Very, very cool music. High-level musicianship from all the members of the band. The bass in this one just sounded so unbelievably amazing, and the way that he was working it and bending it and doing all the riffy stuff, yes. Sounded absolutely great. The drumming's really nice in this. They've got a really odd time signature. I'm pretty sure last time they told me what it was, something like 7/5 or something ridiculous. But yeah, it's kind of hard to get into the groove because you feel in the groove and then there's a couple of extra bars and beats on the end there. So it's just a really high level track that I think if you're a high level musician or you're into just, very high level quality music, you'll just recognize that this is a great band. And that's why they're on today. Now, the last band, this is a one-man band that I've just put on the end of this video because, again, this is the only track that we had come through on the show this year, and that's kind of the vibe of what I'm doing with today's video. And I don't hear a lot of this kind of music, and this is a super cool track that I've actually I've felt myself wanting to listen to again and again. Every so often it'll pop up in your mind, you go, oh, put that track on again, because it's the kind of vibe that you want to hear right at this moment, because it's got a great vibe to this track. This is Content. We only had him on once on the channel, and actually I've looked at some of his other music. This is a guy who just likes to create music and art, and just a very artistic person, I think. And doesn't write two tracks that sound the same necessarily. A lot of his other work is kind of more dance driven and boppy and got a beat to it. But if he ever makes any more of this kind of music with this kind of vibe, he's very, very welcome to come onto this channel with it, because it's just got a very cool, grungy, dirty, kind of melancholic vibe, and I just connect with that very, very nicely. The track that we're going to listen to today is We Have to Save Ourselves. The album and the EP that this was on was a split EP with another band, and we had the other band on as well. If you want to check out just two really, really cool bands, check out this EP because it's a great one. Let's get it on the screen. It's already on the screen. Here we go. Let's finish with this guy. Just a thick, wide sound to this one, really fills your ears with the noise. It sounds great. Just a great track, that one. I just love the sound of it in your ears, thick and wide. This is another track, Letting the Spectre Haunt You. I'll turn it down and kind of just talk over this one because it is just an ambient track. Again, just got great sounds to it. But there you go, that's what I'm going to talk about today. These 4 bands, I thought they all sound, all in their own right, have got something original and unique about their band. A lot within the vocals, within the bands as well. And it can be the vocalist quite often that separates one band from the next. Because, you know, if you're playing guitar and playing drums, it's playing guitar and playing drums. And it's the vocal tone and the way the vocalist brings his lyrics across and the lyrics that can really make a band unique. And I think the lyricists and the vocalists today have shown that how they can take, you know, a grungy band or a noise rocky band and add an extra special flavor to it because they've got a unique style or a unique vocal tone. Very, very nice. And as I say, the Arya, I've put them on the list today because they're just a very different band. You know, they've got jazz influences and things in there and things that you will recognize, but the way they're put together is very, very different. And their tracks are really very different as well, and they're not 2 tracks exactly sound the same from those guys. They're always branching out and trying to think of something different. And as you see on their page, they're not doing it just to create kind of tracks that people get into and spin for a few days and that's it. They're trying to create pieces of art. And I think all the bands will be true of that today, that they're not just creating, you know, a metalcore track with a verse and a chorus and a bit of a singy chorus and stuff like that. These are the guys making artistic music with a flair, with a vibe, with something different to them, and they're artists themselves. You know, I think if you look on their pages, you'll see that they're not just making music; they're doing visual art and all the other things and stuff as well, videos and whatever else. So, this kind of music comes from artistic people and people who think in an artistic way. Super dope. That's why they're on the list today, and why I wanted to recap them, because if you missed out on these bands, they were all in different videos, so you wouldn't have seen them both in the same video. You know, you need to check them out. Head over to their pages. All the links are always in the description, and you can listen to a lot more of their music because it's all just great listening. So I hope you've enjoyed that today, guys. That's going to be it for today. I'll do one more show tomorrow. I think I'll take it off over the weekend, but man, I'm loving recapping all of these great bands. They are bands that I have actually been listening to mostly through the year as well. This is the music I've been checking out for the most part through the year. Absolutely loving it. Great. Hope you enjoyed that today, guys. We'll see you around tomorrow. Cheers. Bye.